Primus, I love that they don't take themselves too seriously, and they know everyone else doesn't as well, but they take that seriously. What's up, guys? Welcome back to Lone University. In this video, I'm excited to take on your request, finally, for Primus. We're going to be checking out Tommy the Cat, a live performance from Bonnaroo in 2011. This track was off of their second major label release called Sailing the Seas of Cheese, released back in 1991. I've always considered Les Claypool the mad scientist of all bass players. So, never seen this video? Let's jump in. Tommy the Cat, live from 2011. Interesting. Primus has the weirdest aesthetic vibe. Nobody really liked them. Like, they're in their own world. Love that. Love the way he's prancing around. This is a mean slap riff, too. That's a beast of a bass riff. I remember learning this a long time ago for an EMG pickups demo, the first 15, 20 seconds or so. And I remember this being like an E power chord kind of strumming thing here, like... And he held this top G note here, but kept descending chromatically with the other hand. It's a bizarre riff. And to sing over that, this is why he's the mad scientist of bass players. Let's keep going. Primus are so fun, man.
Many a battle ran amidst the bayous was straight quick, went down the Thomas barrel, this saw some prowling machine. Truly a wonder of nature, the serpent predator. Tommy the Cat had many a story to tell, but it was a rare occasion such as this.
They always call this band funk metal. What do you think about that? Just look at just the way he's prancing. Primus, I love that they don't take themselves too seriously, and they know everyone else doesn't as well, but they take that seriously. They have this kind of tongue-in-cheek thing, but they're also good at what they do, and it's just the whole delivery of this band has always been a little bit of that, and you can tell based on where their music's been cast, South Park and all this stuff, and I think that's actually where I first heard Primus a long, long time ago. The tone he has here is really interesting. Les Claypool always cuts a lot of lows out of his tone, and it kind of gives it this kind of throaty, thin kind of tone, but it allows a lot of space for everything else. Almost like another guitar, and especially the way he's playing it, it's pretty unorthodox for any sort of bass line. He hasn't played and sang this riff yet. I know it's probably coming up, so let's jump in. Because that's insanely impressive to me. Okay, so that bass riff. And then he's singing on these, like, he's coming in on kind of the upbeat with the vocals. So out of anybody I know that plays bass and sings, Geddy Lee, Sting, Tom Araya from Slayer, I just can't think of anything that would be this difficult. That riff is hard to play on bass by itself, and to sing over that and this kind of like just the very repetitive rhythmic vocals. It's insane to me, and he looks so effortless doing it. And something I have a lot of respect for that people can play and sing at the same time. On guitar, I find it to be a little easier because you can kind of put your weight in and have a pulse, but this is like the antithesis of having a pulse. You're just doing these slap bass riffs. And what I've learned and heard other people talk about doing this is that you have to learn like where every word and every beat line up, like actually how it goes together. It's not a matter of, let me learn how to sing it, let me learn how to play it. No, you actually have to learn how it goes together. There's no just like learning one or the other and putting it together. So it's a natural skill that I don't have, and I have a lot of respect for people who can do this. I'm also not super familiar with what basses he plays. I don't recognize the brand. Haven't really looked either, but looks like something boutique. love how much space they put in their music. I'm going to go back and catch that guitar entrance. You know, it was just Les singing, playing that bass riff. Kind of has an empty sound just with this kind of funk drum beat behind it. And it's like the guitar is just used for like an accent when something needs to be like, okay, now we're like pushing and driving the song. Then he backs out and gives it that space. Primus music has a lot of airiness to it. It's not very dense. It's kind of like focus on this, and then focus on that, and every now and then we'll come in together. Interesting way of writing. See, it's kind of open here. Now it comes in with some weird textural guitar stuff. It's almost like theater, like a dialogue. The drummer's hella good, man. See how much space they're putting in? Yes, that's cool. I don't know the intricacies of that riff, but just we're 3 minutes in, he's been playing it the whole time, aside those little breaks. You'll notice he's keeping his thumb super close to the fretboard. That strumming motion, he's not, really opening, he's not like popping like Flea would, where he's like really popping his hand out. Not that Flea's bass lines are not technical or anything, but this is just so much like da-da-da-da-da-da, just really machine gun style rhythms. You can't venture far away. His slap technique is obviously very relaxed. He's got a lot of power behind that thumb. A lot of people think slap bass, you have to like hit the string hard, like you have to like put your arm into it. Think about slap bass like turning a doorknob faster. Turn the doorknob faster. I guess you would turn it counterclockwise. You want to really use that wrist to whip the thumb. Don't put your arm into it because you're going to get this kind of like, which you don't want. You want just clean. That kind of thing. He looks so effortless doing it. Let's keep going. Again, someone tell me what bass he's playing. He always has these real funky looking basses. I can't see the headstock. But he has been an EMG pickups player for a very long time, and so have I. His new pickup set was just released, the gold pachyderm P-bass pickup. I have it right behind this monitor on the wall. I should have used it for this video, but it's like a P-bass pickup with a more open top end that really just fits in with that kind of nasally, throaty tone he has. Check them out if you're looking for some new pickups. They're really great. Ooh, nice little fill there. He's adding a lot of variation. So he's keeping this main bass groove going, doing these little tritone slide up kind of thing, double stops, Ooh, some octave kind of flamenco-ish slides there. Nice little walk up. Really cool. Okay, before I break that down, I just wanted to say, with Primus, the guitar parts, it's like, I never know if it's a solo or if it's just, that's kind of how it always is. And I think that's super cool. There's really no like, hey, I'm taking a guitar solo. The guitar part is always this kind of like stringy, lead dissonant thing, which I think is a bigger part of their sound than Les is, to be honest with you, in terms of like the bass is recognizable, the slap is, but that's something like when I hear a Primus song and it kicks in and that guitar starts going way up here with those single note kind of odd vibrato, that is such a signature sound. I like it a lot. It adds a complete texture to their music. Okay, I saw this go by. Not surprising, because Les is the mad scientist of bass players. Let's see. Woo! God. And he's so relaxed doing that. Just right back into it. That's something Les Claypool does a lot. He'll just hit these notes, and the whole band will kind of break for a bar or two. The kind of like real exaggerated slide down. I've always heard that. It's really interesting. This little slap bake, easy slap bake oven. This little slap break here, the key is being relaxed. Look how relaxed he is. It looks like there's a lot of motion fast, but I assure you, it's relaxed. And he's getting a lot of extra notes from that left-hand muting. So, I talked about this in the Victor Wooten analysis video a while back. You can add a lot of extra notes between both hands. So instead of going 2, 3, 4 on the right hand, you can add the left hand in. So now we give one note per hand. There's a lot of that going on here, but you notice he's kind of just doing a very even rhythm mute with that fretting hand. See it right there in the fretting hand? He's plucking the slap bass right over the neck. Some people tend to do this. I don't really tend to go this far because I find it's just hard to get under the string. So I kind of slap over here over the pickups where there's a little more space from the body or the bottom of the pickup to the bottom of the string. But playing a little higher up here kind of gives that throatiness that you're kind of hearing in his tone. The string tension is obviously the least at the middle point. So the further you get away from the bridge, you're going to have a little bit more of that kind of clankety clank that he's kind of going for, which is part of his sound. But really interesting. Let's catch that bass break again and we'll keep going. There's no real notes there. It's more of a percussive break. Equally as impressive, obviously. So if I were to take the notes out, you could get a lot of notes that same way. That's the only little lick I know that's kind of like this, but you're able to get this flurry of notes, and it feels pretty effortless to me. You just have to be relaxed doing this stuff. It's tough to get it not noisy, too. You can get a lot of extra volume, so good fretting hand muting and just precision with the plucking hand, or the slapping hand, I should say. Really cool. See, there's that slide down I was talking about. And I have to, for a moment, point out, these drum grooves are on fire. A lot of hi-hat embellishments. Drummer's top-notch. He's got the octobans there. That's cool. I want to see Primus live. This just looks so fun. That audience participation. Love it. What a cool band. Heck yeah. Well, thanks for checking out Tommy the Cat live from 2011 with me. As I'll say again, Les Claypool is like the mad scientist of bass players. It has to do with his look as well, but he's incredibly precise. Everything he does looks effortless, and it sounds difficult. And if it all sounds easy, it is not easy. It takes an incredible amount of control, timing, and practice, and that's just with no vocals over the top. His vocal style is such a unique offering. It's kind of spoken word, it's kind of dialogue-ish, it's kind of tongue-in-cheek, it's kind of funny, it's kind of chanty, it's kind of anthemic, and it's, he's kind of covered all of those bases here in this song over that beast of a bass line. I just sometimes wonder, are you really concentrating a lot to do this together? Because it's, I'm not a vocalist. maybe some backups here and there on a chorus with some eighth notes. I can do that, but nothing like this. Nothing like Geddy Lee. Even playing a Police song like Sting and singing and playing at the same time. Pretty tough. I just don't have that. Something I've never really practiced. So if you're good at this, I'd love to know what's going through your mind trying to do this at the same time. It's always really fascinated me. And of course, one of my favorites to ever do it is James Hetfield. Just earlier Metallica stuff, playing those fast speed metal licks that are already kind of bizarre in the timing and then singing over it. Anyway, that's a part of Les Claypool that's extremely fascinating to me. Thank you guys for watching. Please give me a thumbs up. Comment what I should do next for Primus. I'd love to work through the discography. This is honestly a band I've just not listened to much, aside seeing little clips and such here and there. Yeah, give me a subscribe as well. Appreciate you guys watching. Cheers, and we'll see you next time.